Alright, I wrote a book about the glowing one. I thought that there should be a backstory. Please keep in mind that this is Fallout logic, so some of it doesn't really make sense, but, yeah, also, if you hear background noise, that's my space heater, and also there's somebody downstairs working. Without further ado, here we go. This one's called The Glowing One. It was a bright, sunny morning, and the father was asleep in his own comfy, cozy, warm bed with his wife. What? Asleep in his bed with his wife. Our 12-year-old daughter came in and woke me up. She had her soccer gear on and her bag ready to play. She loved playing soccer. It was her dream and her sports job. It was her dream sport job. His wife Emily is awoken by the conversation. The father Paul tells his daughter to leave the room so he may get ready. His daughter's name is Lily. Lily heads downstairs to sit at the kitchen table. Her mother Emily is the second to come downstairs because she went to sleep. She went to sleep dressed for tomorrow. She began to make breakfast. She made sausage eggs for her daughter, and for her father she had some ham and bacon. He made some coffee and went outside to inspect his bomb shelter. He believed that he had the best and the most useful and most beautiful one on the block, if not in the top 10 in the city. He loved that thing, and he believed that it was a gift of luck, a gift from luck. Emily, you better pray. You better pray to your so-called luck that this thing keeps us safe when things get rough, Emily said. I know it will. In fact, I promise it will. So put your mind at ease and just relax, honey, Paul replied. Trust me, this thing was expensive. It was expensive to build, and it's going to pay off, Paul said. Emily and Paul went back inside and sat on the couch and talked about their day plan. They're also watching the morning news broadcast. They're also watching the morning, news, everyone's broadcast. They mostly watched the morning stuff about the entertainment. They all sat down for a bit and watched the news. They laughed and talked about their favorite actors. As they were cleaning up and getting ready to start the day, the TV's emergency broadcast sounded. The daughter was outside waiting on the porch to get in the car and get ready to go. She was waiting on the porch to get ready because she always liked to be early on time for soccer practice, when her father quickly escorted her and Emily to the shelter. Lily and Emily sat on the couch inside and watched TV. The TV in the bomb shelter wasn't too old, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best bomb shelter on the market, but it's our only chance to survive. Fuck off, computer. I'm sorry. Only chance to survive. As Emily and Lily watched the news, Paul set up the little parts inside the shelter. The TV switched to a recorded message. Well, you can kiss TV goodbye for either forever or either a long time. But I'll tell you what, it'll be gone for a long time until you see anything on that. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, Emily said, well, you can kiss the TV goodbye for either forever or a long time. But I'll tell you what, it'll be a long time till you see anything on that screen, Emily said. Paul scrambled to the emergency chest in the room. He pulled out these thick black goggles and earmuffs to block out the noise. He urged them to put it on. Yeah, because like the nuclear blast, shit can deafen you. And the black goggles, because if you look directly at a nuclear blast, it will blind you. Anyways, okay. Her father, all right. Lily put them on because she always remembered her father telling her to never look at a blast without eye protection or you'll be blinded by the bright light. But she would always listen to her father. Lily crawled over to the window and looked out of it. Emily started to stop Emily, but Paul stopped her. There was a bright light, so bright it could be seen through under the door and through the cracks in the walls. Not cracks, but holes and anything like that. Cars were flipped. Oh, okay, yeah. Anyways. Cracks and holes, and then a loud blast hid behind. A loud blast hid behind. Anyways, and then a loud blast. Let's see. People tried to hide behind cars, buildings, and even trees. Cars were flipping over. Buildings were either instantly collapsing or being shooken because bits and pieces began to fall off around. The house they lived in collapsed and crushed everything into the basement cement floor. The people who were outside were vaporized like hair and fire. Bits of their clothes remained and they were blown away by the breeze. I'm sorry, I'm not that good at reading. Not that good at it. Anyways, the strongest. Okay. Jeez, okay. The strong breeze could be felt inside the house and in weaker bomb shelters. The bomb shelter clanked a few times because sticks from burning trees were falling on it. Little, not like two big fires, anyways. And they were being kicked up from lawns. Most trees within a 12-mile radius were vaporized, leaving bits of burning wood on the tree, causing burning trees to fall over. Fields were set ablaze and mostly put out by the breeze. Lily sat down and just stared at the wall for a bit. She took some slow, deep breaths. Her mother saw Lily's face. I said say, but it's actually saw. Her mother saw Lily's face and could tell that she could tell that Lily, I'm sorry. I didn't really go through this. I really don't like pre-checking. Anyway, she could tell by Lily's face. And she could tell that Lily saw a little bit too much about what happened outside. She saw maybe too many people get vaporized, a little bit too much for her. Mom, are those people going to be all right? Lily said. Before Emily could respond, Paul started speaking. They're all fine. They'll be back, Paul said. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Because it seemed like they were vaporized, Lily said. Oh, shut up, Paul. Let's just be honest. Listen. Okay, Lily, listen. Unfortunately, those people are gone. Sometimes in life, people have to die, and it's just a cycle of life. But I can promise you, after you die, all the pain goes away. I even heard that all your guilt and worry goes away, and you're just in everlasting peace and comfort. Lily, it'll be all right. All that matters is that we have each other and we're safe and sound, Emily said. Thanks, I guess. I feel a little bit better, but what are we going to do now? If not everyone had a bomb shelter and they are gone, then who's left? Then who is all left? Is there still a law? Emily said, Lily, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Just try not to think about all that. In fact, go over to the game closet and get a toy or game to play with. Lily pulled out her PGD, or otherwise known as portable game device, and turned it on. She tried to go online and talk with her friends and play online games, but she couldn't get a connection. She went to the game closet and pulled out a drawer and tried some of the discs on the game. Tried some of the disc and game cartridges. I don't want to get fuck you, Nintendo, but it's like a 3DS. You can put like a disc in there and that one on the back. That kind of bullshit. All right. They worked, but she realized online services and communication with others was out of the picture. Don't worry, you're not alone, Lily. My phone doesn't work. Like I have no service and might as well be forever, Emily said. Lily began to look sad, like she was going to cry. Paul put his hand on Lily's shoulder. Okay, yeah. Lily, it's okay. Don't worry. This is a good because you'll get to see the beauty of life without devices, Paul said. What does it matter? Even if you did, you have no way of charging. What does it matter if you don't have a device? Even if you did, you have no way of charging it unless you have a power source. Emily said. Paul, you're not helping, so just be quiet, Paul said. Well, at least I'm alive and safe and sound with my favorite half of the family, Lily said. Damn, Emily replied. All right. Paul said, that's the spirit. Hey, Paul, do you think those people who were unfortunately taken by the blast in any pain when it hit them and vaporized them? Emily asked. Probably, but it was either painless or very painful or instant death. Or like being set on fire and then lights out. Look, all that matters is that you're safe, Paul said. Lily got up and went down the hall and checked out the rooms. She checked out the bathroom, the toilet. She checked out the bathroom. The toilet just looked polished, and instead it was using water. It falls into a tank and it seals, like a trap door, and then it closes. Kind of like that. All right. She was surprised but wondered. She checked out the bedrooms and noticed the one bedroom at the end of the hallway was much bigger than the other. When you walk into the shelter, you step into the living room. And on the other side, split in the middle of the living room, because it's half living room, half kitchen. I go to the center of the room and face north down towards the only hallway. On the left side is Lily's room. Lily's room was on the left side, and on the right, a few feet down, was the bathroom. And at the end of the hall was the master bedroom. Let me guess, the master bedroom belongs to you two, Emily asked. Yep, Emily. My bad. Let me guess, the master bedroom belongs to you two, Lily said. Yep, Emily replied. Look, I know I'm a kid and all, but you both know I'm getting old and my body is changing, but I need a bigger bed. What if I made a deal to share the room? Lily said. Honey, we love you so much, but Mommy and Daddy need their private time. Besides, it doesn't matter. And besides, what does it matter? There's nowhere to go to get a bigger bed. Emily said. Yeah, she has a point, but I made your room special, Paul said. You mean the company made it? You mean the company that made this bomb shelter made the room special? Emily said. Emily, stop being negative. It's not helping, Paul said. Oh, by the way, this is like a little short story. I'm not going to write that much. Because I'm always, I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, look, I'll sleep in the living room, but the minute we get a chance to get me a bigger bed, we're taking it, Lily said. Well, that chance won't be for a while because, fuck. Alright. That chance won't be for a while because of something called radiation. I know what radiation is, but how long will it be around? Lily asked. Oh, my bad. That chance, I'm sorry, y'all. I always fuck this up. Well, that chance won't be for a while because there's something called radiation, Emily said. I know what radiation is, but how long will it be around? Lily asked. Radiation is usually around for quite some time, and since apparently you know all about it, then you know what the rules are, Emily said. Of course I do, Lily said. Emily, she's young. Explain it, Paul said. We can't go outside because the radiation is everywhere, and I don't think we have hazmat suits, Emily said. Actually, yes we do, but they aren't high grade, Paul said. Don't you have to clean them or something? Lily said. Oh, shit.